We are here at the Nintendo Switch 2 premiere in New York City, where we've been among the first people to get our hands on this hotly anticipated new console. We played a ton of games that are coming out this year and beyond, and we learned a lot about the new system, including the price, the accessories, what you're actually going to be playing on it. We have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, so let's dive right in. It's going to cost $450, certainly not cheap. There's also going to be a $500 version that comes with Mario Kart World. Literally my first time getting hands-on with the Switch 2. It is bigger than the Switch, but it really doesn't feel that much bigger, which is my main takeaway so far. I like that the buttons are all a little bit bigger. It all feels pretty familiar.
Hardware-wise, the internal screen is now 7.9 inches, up from 6.2. It's also got a 256 gigabytes of internal storage, up from 32 gigabytes in the original, which really filled up quickly, which meant you had to buy a memory card. The screen goes up to 120 frames per second for smoother gameplay. It feels a little heavier, but the same thickness as before, so it doesn't feel that much different in your hand. It can do 4K and HDR when you connect it to a TV through its dock, which actually has a fan for cooling, which will enable the better performance that you need for more demanding games. The magnetic Joy-Cons feel much more stable than I expected, to be honest.
One of the key features we saw showed off in the direct presentation is called Game Chat, and this is basically a way for you to chat with your friends while you're playing a game together, or if you're each doing your own thing. On top of that, we're also getting a feature called Game Share. On supported games, you'll be able to play local wireless multiplayer with just one copy of a game. It's one of those features that's tying into the Switch's theme of just being an even more social, kind of party, multiplayer-friendly system. The Nintendo Switch 2 library is looking fairly promising so far. So this is brand new to the Mario Kart franchise, both the online multiplayer and the free roam modes. I'm just driving around freely. This is something I could see myself doing when I'm just unwinding, don't want to do anything competitive, just kind of having an open world that you could drive around however you want. Very cool. We're about to start a knockout tour. It's basically a tour that spans multiple courses. The top finishers in each section move on. I love that this is the game that's coming out day one with the Switch, because this is a game you want to play with your friends.
This is the most mad scramble thing I've seen in Mario Kart in my entire life.
So we are here playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is one of the most anticipated Nintendo games in years. It's a really great showpiece for some of the Switch 2's new features, including the new mouse functionality. If you check out my gameplay, I'm actually using the Joy-Cons to aim at my enemies as if I was using a computer mouse. Kind of gives you that extra precision. Of course, a new Switch means new accessories, and there are some key ones. The most significant one so far is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. You can use this in game chat, like we talked about, if you just want to see your friends' faces. It's also going to work with compatible games. We got to test this out while playing the Switch 2 version of Super Mario Party Jamboree, and it quite literally put myself and Henry in the game instantly. We were superimposed. One of those things that's fun, quirky, very Nintendo, very eager to see what other games embrace it. That's going to be the key thing.
Trying to find somebody's gun. I'm dead. We're playing Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition on the Nintendo Switch 2. That sentence in and of itself shows that we're dealing with a new kind of Nintendo Switch. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most difficult to run games historically of all time.
So this is Drag and Drive, and this is a game where you wheel around, play basketball. It's definitely feels designed to show off the mouse controls and everything you could do on the new Joy-Cons on the Switch 2. I was really excited about this news. I was not expecting a new 3D Donkey Kong game to be one of the flagship Switch games. As you can see, you can kind of just destroy everything. Everything feels very interactive, very destructible. What you want in a Donkey Kong game, that's what he does. He destroys things. You're going to have, of course, backwards compatibility with most Nintendo Switch games. You're going to have what are called Nintendo Switch 2 editions of select Nintendo Switch games. So, existing games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Kirby and the Forgotten Land will have upgraded Switch versions with new features, better graphics. So this is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Even right now, the frame rate definitely looks smoother than what I'm used to, including just better performance. And if you own the existing Switch versions, you'll be able to upgrade to them for a fee instead of having to buy the entire game over again. Another promising thing is that there seems to be a lot of third-party support. Games like Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077 that have been popular on other platforms for a while are finally coming to Switch. If you're a Switch owner, you already know that Nintendo Switch Online gets you a library of classic games. Nintendo Switch 2 is taking that to the next step with a library of Nintendo GameCube games, which was by far my favorite announcement. of this entire presentation. The GameCube games will be included with the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack tier, so if you're subscribed, you're already going to get these games.
When it comes to what we're not that excited about, we have to start with the price. $450 is a lot of money in this economy, in any economy really, but like $450 is, it's not good. One of the things they didn't address, it could be fixed, but they didn't address it, so it's sort of a con, is Joy-Con drift. That thing where over time the wear and tear on your Joy-Cons causes them to not center themselves and you have to replace the Joy-Cons or get them repaired. There's also this thing called the Nintendo Switch Tour Welcome Tour. It's basically an interactive instruction manual and it's a paid download.
Oh, and there isn't going to be an OLED model, at least not yet. Yes, even though there wasn't a Nintendo Switch OLED, there will just be a Nintendo Switch 2 with an LCD display to start.
Still looks pretty dang good on this LCD. It is higher resolution, 1080p, up to 120 frames per second, which is actually a really nice surprise.
There you have it, $450 and a significant quality of life upgrade from the original. There's a lot to like here. It's just to find out if it's worth the price, so stay tuned.